Hello and welcome to On Air World, this week coming to you from the Big Apple, New York City, USA. With so many unique attractions, world-famous museums and skyscrapers, there's always plenty to do here in New York. Sightseeing in New York City might not be the easiest, but the smartest option you have available is the New York Pass. The New York Pass is a smart card, like a credit card with a computer chip inside, which allows you completely cash-free entry to over 70 New York tourist attractions. Once you've bought your New York Pass, you don't have to pay to get into any of the attractions, and the more sights you see, the more money you save. When in New York, simply show the attendant at a New York Pass attraction your card, they swipe it through a special machine, and you'll be allowed entry. Well, what can you do with the card? Well, here are a few of the options. Share the magic of the world-famous Carnegie Concert Hall and discover the century-old musical legacy left by the world's greatest artists. You can see the concert hall from various points of view, while guides share the story of why Carnegie Hall was built in the first place and what makes Carnegie Hall unique. You'll also learn how the famed hall was saved from destruction in 1960 and of the 28-week miracle, the renovation of Carnegie Hall in 1986. Tours end in the museum and gift shop. To experience a culture, it's best to experience its cuisine, and since New York is the melting pot of the world, its vast array of cuisines are its shared culture. Food on Foot tours take you to the largest buffet in the world, New York City. You'll see the neighborhoods where New Yorkers live and eat, and you'll travel the way New Yorkers do, by subway and foot. How about experiencing the real-life drama and comedy of Broadway, the must-know history and gossip? You can hear the personal stories of actors in the business of Broadway as they search for work and stardom. The Broadway Tour is an exciting 2-hour walking tour of New York's theatre district. The tour explores not only the history of the Broadway theatre, but tells you the backstage stories that makes them come alive. Find out what it's really like to be a Broadway actor as you visit these historic theatres and learn their secrets from an actor's perspective. Since 1933, NBC Television has offered an historic tour that takes you through the halls and into the studios of the network's New York operations. You will have the opportunity to enter and visit some of the most famous NBC studios like Saturday Night Live, Nightly News with Brian Williams, Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, The Today Show, Football Night in America and MSNBC. You'll also visit the NBC Sharp Globe Theatre, broadcast operations, the tour makeup room and high-definition mini control studio. You can have your photo taken at the news desk, and 2 volunteers will be chosen to read the news and give a weather demonstration in front of the weather green screen. With the New York Pass, you can also enjoy a beautiful stroll through New York's most famous backdrop as you pass countless TV and movie locations on the Central Park TV and Movie Sites walking tour. You can feed the pigeons like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone 2, take photos in front of Wallman Rink as seen in Serendipity, and visit the Boathouse Cafe, used in When Harry Met Sally. The tour also includes fun locations from Date Night, Breakfast at Tiffany's, Gossip Girl, Ghostbusters, Made in Manhattan, and many more. The New York City Walking Tour lets you experience the history and future of the big city as you walk the streets where the early history of New York City took place. St. Paul's Chapel, Wall Street, Trinity Church, City Hall, Brooklyn Bridge, and much more. Stop at the World Financial Center and view Ground Zero of the World Trade Center. The highlight of this experience is the licensed tour guide's knowledge of the lesser-known places you'll see along the way: 8 Spruce Street, the Croton Fountain, 90 Church Street, and much more. We'll be back in just a moment with more information on Air World about this week's special location, New York City. Welcome back to On Air World. This is Geoff Harrison in New York. Great to be with you. Well, no visit to the Big Apple would be complete without a stop at the masterpiece of Art Deco design, the Empire State Building, perhaps the most famous office building in the world. Now, from its magnificent lobby, now sporting a recreation of its original spectacular ceiling mural, to the 86th floor observatory perched more than 1,000 feet or 305 meters above the city streets, this National Historic Landmark gives visitors plenty of time to admire. Open past midnight, 365 days a year, it's a romantic spot for a late night kiss. And on a clear day, the view encompasses 5 states. It's no wonder why this is one of the top places to visit in New York City. A stirring symbol of freedom, the Statue of Liberty has been a beacon in New York Harbor since 1886. With her torch ablaze more than 300 feet or 91.5 meters above the ground, Liberty Enlightening the World, which is the statue's official name, is only accessible via commercial ferries, which offer amazing vantage points for the perfect vacation snapshot. Once on Liberty Island, free National Park Service tours fill in the details about sculptor-designer Frederick August Bartoli's copper-sheeted masterpiece. Ellis Island, the portal through which millions of immigrants entered the United States, is a must-see for anyone interested in the personal stories of those who came to America in search of a new beginning. Walk in the footsteps of the nation's newest citizens as they travelled through the baggage, registry and hearing rooms, in some cases leaving with new American names. For those whose ancestors made the journey, the American Family History Center offers computerized genealogical records. This is On Air World Travel Radio, coming to you this week from New York City. We'll be back shortly to check out the numerous museums in New York. Welcome back to On Air World. You can check us out online at onairworld.com. The Museum of Modern Art started as an initial gift of 8 prints and 1 drawing back in 1929, and the collection has grown to include thousands of prints, drawings, paintings, sculpture, films, architectural renderings, and design objects. The museum's holdings highlight the best of modern and contemporary art, showcasing the evolution of artistic expression through the 20th century and into the 21st. Here you'll find fabulous artworks by Pablo Picasso, Henri Matisse, Claude Monet, Vincent van Gogh and Andy Warhol, just to name a few. Why not visit the Metropolitan Museum of Art, known simply as the Met? This museum offers an unparalleled view of the world, all under one roof. Its wide-ranging collection includes Greek and Roman art, European and ancient paintings and sculpture, artifacts from Africa and the Americas, and much more. Of particular note are the Ancient Egyptian Collection. A special department for the collection was established back in 1906, and the arms and armour holdings, which include examples from both Europe and Japan. In total, the Met's collections include more than 2 million works of art that span over 5,000 years of history. Known as much for what's on the outside, for what's on the inside, the Guggenheim Museum is simply stunning. Architect Frank Lloyd Wright's revolutionary mid-20th century design resulted in one of the most recognized buildings in the world. Inside, an exemplary gathering of modern and contemporary art awaits. The collection, originally conceived by business magnate Solomon R. Guggenheim, showcases the world's most fabulous art pieces. Thought of as New York City's playground, Central Park covers 843 acres or 341 hectares and is located in the heart of Manhattan, offering a welcome respite from the hustle and bustle of the city streets that surround it on all sides. The park is a refreshing year-round sanctuary. Visitors can walk, run, ride bikes, play chess and checkers, ice skate, and even fish in the lakes. If you want a bit of peace and quiet, designated quiet zones accommodate those seeking tranquility, while the 21 playgrounds are a boon for families with children who need to move about. Located at the intersection of Broadway and 7th Avenue, Times Square in New York is always busy. On New Year's Eve, 1 million people swarm the square, waiting hours to watch the famed ball drop. Daily, thousands come in search of half-price Broadway show tickets to people watch or just stand jaw-dropped to admire the 37-foot high or 11.3 metres NASDAQ sign, the largest LED sign in the world. Neon gazing became even safer for pedestrians back in 2009 when the heart of Times Square, Broadway between 42nd and 47th Streets, was closed off to cars. The 9/11 Memorial honours the thousands of people killed in the attacks on September 11, 2001, and those who died in the World Trade Center bombing in 1993. At the memorial are twin reflecting pools sitting in the footprints of the Twin Towers that are each nearly an acre in size. Surrounding the pools are the names of every person who died in the attacks inscribed in bronze. Seeing this memorial for yourself can have a profound effect on your visit to New York City. Our thanks go to the New York Pass people. For more information on the New York Pass, you can visit them online at www.newyorkpass.com. You can check out all the links online at New York City's official visitor website at www.nycgo.com and visit us online here at www.onairworld.com, which has all the links to New York and many other cities that we cover on the program and webcasts from our other segments. Thanks for joining us, and tune in again next week.